welcome back to my channel. Yeah, channel it seems. But anyways, I got a new haircut. It's not that great, but we'll work with it. The hairdresser did not do it how I wanted it to be like, so I guess that's fine though. I'll grow out of it, and it's kind of cool. It's not that bad. Like, at least I'm not bald, right? So that's that. But anyways, the thing I want to talk about today are labels, and the kind of labels we like to put ourselves under, groups we like to put ourselves under, and all of that, right? So basically, as human beings, we crave identity, right? we need we feel the need to be put into a certain categorization, a certain group of people, like that let it, I चाहे जिन sorry I fumbled it, चाहे gender हो, because see, gender is after all a human made concept. What is not a human made concept, what is biological, is the sex of that person, right? Gender is a human made concept, तो उसमें आप कितनी भी categorization कर सकते हो according to how you feel, according to your convenience, right? So that is one man made concept. I personally believe that religion is also somewhere a man-made concept कि जिससे हम एक रूल्स के कैटेगराइज को फॉलो कर सकें एंड हमें एक सेंस ऑफ आइडेंटिटी, एक सेंस ऑफ मोरालिटी मिले. अब मैनी पीपल माइट डिसअग्री विद दैट एंड आई रिस्पेक्ट देयर बिलीव्स, बिकॉज ठीक है, यू बिलीव दैट, आई बिलीव डिफरेंट, डजंट मेक अस enemies or anything, right? So I'm just talking about my beliefs here. So I believe that also comes under labels. Any other label, like even things like when we categorize batches, like even in schools and colleges we categorize as sections or batches, right? Even that comes under certain like level of label, identity, whatever you want to call it. So what I feel is that as humans we crave this identity, right? We crave this sense of belongingness, we crave this sense of this need to be somewhere कि कि मतलब to belong in a group, कि चलो friend group है, right? So even with your friend group, people like to have a friend group. And why is that? Because they feel like that is their group जहाँ पे उनको एक belongingness का feeling आता है, जहाँ पे they feel that comfort. So I feel the same goes with gender. Whatever like makes them feel अंदर से खुश, right? अंदर से happy, whatever makes them feel satisfied with their sense of being, तो they do people do like उसको gender के साथ people do correlate it with their gender sometimes with religion, whatever ideologies seem fit with them. Even if you see people fall under certain philosophical ideologies, right? Like brutalism, nihilism. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, sorry. Sorry. But yeah, so even different like philosophical ideologies, different ideologies like capitalism, communism, socialism, and all of these, just because we crave identities, right? Now here I sit talking to you all about this, and you might think that, oh, you are talking about in such a way like, oh, we crave identity, as if you crave identity too? Don't you feel the need to have a sense of belongingness? I do. And I also put certain labels on myself that I want to, that make me feel happy, that make me feel content, that make me feel fulfilled. Obviously I do. I am also human after all, right? But I feel labels have a very decently long list of both pros and cons. I mean, not long, but a very important list, I could say, right? Because see, let's start with the cons first. Let's get over the negative stuff first, and then we'll move on to the positive stuff. All right. So if we talk about the cons of this, I feel when you put yourself into such labels, right, you should not be very rigid with them. You should be very fluid with your labels. Like, oh, if something strikes you in your brain that might shift your perspective on something, you should be able to move away from your current label and choose the next one which fits you the best, right? But most people don't do that. They become so rigid with their labels, like, oh, I am this, so I am not literally going to even listen to other things. I'm not even going to consider other things, and like that. So I feel that's a very big con of this. And what this can also sometimes lead to is discrimination, right? Certain people have a certain belief, and if they refuse to understand the belief of somebody else, of another person who might have different beliefs, in different beliefs than them, and instead of understanding it, it's like, oh, you're just wrong, I hate you, I'm disgusting, whatever, and I'm just not gonna treat you equal to me just because you have different beliefs. That is where we go wrong. Because yeah, even when you don't understand where the other person exactly might be coming from, even if you don't get the other person's beliefs, like, why are they believing like that, and for me it seems wrong, and blah blah blah. You don't sometimes need to understand. You need to respect the fact that ki different people can have different ideologies, different people can believe in different things, even if they don't sit right with you. And as another human being who's living in the same society as them, I personally feel that we have no right to condemn other people. We have no right to be mean, rude, violent, or anything towards other people just because that they have those beliefs, right? uh, so just a second. Oh, my best friend's calling. But okay, we'll pick this call later because I want to finish this video right now. So yeah, that's that. So I feel what these labels tend to do is that they put a lot of people into that thought process, because people sometimes don't think this much, and they just become into that thought process that I am right, my beliefs are right, and nobody can go, nobody can question my beliefs, but I can question others' beliefs just because they do not align with mine and I believe that they're wrong. So that is, I think, one of the biggest cons of this, and I personally don't like it when this happens, because it just creates a lot of misunderstanding. It creates a lot of fights, a lot of violence, even a lot of rude situations, mean situations, and all of that, right? Now, coming to the pros, I feel labels, kahin na kahin, if you're able to understand them properly, if you get the concept of having labels, respecting other people's labels and everything, I feel that is when you can feel fulfilled with having certain labels on yourself, and that is when you can be at peace with other people being different as well. Because see, I am someone who doesn't make friends by seeing somebody's religion or gender identity or sexuality, or their financial background, their philosophical things. One thing that does matter to me a lot is that they see eye to eye with me on the fact that human rights are human rights, right? Uske alawa, nothing else matters to me. I think I'm a socialist. Like, I like to think that, at least I am someone, not even exactly a socialist, but I am someone who believes more in the idea of socialism than capitalism. I do understand the fact that we do need a certain amount of capitalism, in a very healthy amount, to be able to sustain the idea of socialism completely. But yeah, so the thing is, and my best friend's a capitalist, pure capitalist. But where we agree is that capitalism is not good if it goes to an extreme level where it starts harming nature, people, and every other thing, and taking away people's rights. So that is, I feel, we can live with that, great, right? So I have my own labels, he falls under his own labels, and we still live in a very good way, because we know how to respect each other's view. We do agree on basic human rights, and I feel that is all that matters. And even for me, I have friend groups, right? I have my college societies, I have my friend groups from school, from college, and everywhere. And I feel that whenever I'm hanging out with even people from my society, right? Society, by I mean cultural societies and clubs in my college, even when I'm hanging out with them, I'm not very close to every one of them, each one of them. And I am someone who's a very big ambivert. I am initially an introvert. It takes me time to get out of my shell, and if the other person in front of me is a little extroverted, I just might come out of my shell faster and everything like that. So I hang out a lot with a lot of different people, and anytime I am with people, I feel at content. I feel so fulfilled. Anytime I'm with just kind people who see the world in a good way, right? They sorry, tearing up a little bit. Okay, who see the world in a good way. They see the world as a place where you can have hope, right? And I know a lot of people call me idealistic for that. They're like, oh, this is not practical. Okay, sorry, I'm tearing up just a little bit. This is a topic that's very close to my heart. Okay, so a lot of people do tell me that, oh, you're stupid with this ideology of yours. It's not practical. It's very idealistic. It's not realistic at all. And I agree. It is idealistic. I do believe in very idealistic things. Take care. But the thing is that if it gives me hope, if it gives me certain amount of happiness, I don't doubt it, right? If it helps me live at peace with myself, live at peace with other human beings as well in a society, and be happy, I feel there's nothing wrong with that. I am not delusional to the fact that I'll be just like, putting off everything and being like, oh, it's fine, just ye to koi baat nahi, world peace, etc. But I feel I have a healthy amount of idealism as well. And as I was saying, whenever I hang out with people, I feel so fulfilled. People who are kind, people who are accepting, people who are tolerant, people who are not extremists with their ideas, right? People who do not go on condemning people for the smallest things that might not sit right with them, right? So that just gives me a lot of happiness, and I feel that the world would be a much happier, a much peaceful place with a lot of people having a lot more hope if we were to believe in the fact that if no, not in the fact, if we were to just understand the fact that that we can coexist with people who have different ideologies than us, who think even opposite to us, and we can coexist with them in a peaceful manner, given that even if we don't understand them, we can respect their beliefs, right? We can respect what they have to say and what they believe. We can give them their own space to practice those beliefs, to implement those beliefs, and we can have our own equal space to practice our beliefs and our understandings as well. And I feel thinking like this, right? If people thought like this, at least I feel that, I don't know if it will be true or not, but at least I feel that if people thought like this, if people understood this, if people actually allowed all of this, I feel we would be much more peaceful as a society, and we would have way more hope, way more positive energy, way more positive emotions than we do in our society right now. So yeah, that is all I wanted to talk about. I hope you kind of understood what I was trying to get at and what I was trying to say. Even if you didn't, that's fine, that's cool. But if you watched this video, I'm glad you did. Even if you didn't get it, I get that. It's fine, darling. It's fine. You don't need to worry about that. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I really hope that each one of you who watches this video ever, who comes across this ever, I hope you find your tribe of people. I hope you find people that make you happy and hopeful for this world. I hope that you just have, you are at peace always with your inner self. I hope that you grow as a good person who just radiates positive energy. And I really hope that you also find that contentment, that sense of fulfillment, that sense of happiness, hope in your life. And yeah, that's it for today's video. It was not very long, 15 minutes. I guess that's not long, but yeah. Thank you for listening in. Bye bye. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Bye.